Right, as you can see, our main target in this very section is how do we get our brain supercharged? And I know someone out there might be wondering, what kind of tutorial is this for someone to get his brain? Oh, it's very much possible that the brain can actually get supercharged. That's why we've actually, have this to be the main target. The basic thing that we want to look into as it regards the supercharging of brain is what happens at transition, how the brain transits from this very section to the supercharged region where it has the potential of giving us all that we want. In that, we're actually having this to be the conscious state of the brain. That's why, as you can see, it has actually transited from this very color to the green color. It means, okay, supercharged. This is a normal state of the brain. This is a transition. This is a conscious state. This is a conscious state of the brain, okay? For us to achieve our target, which is supercharging our brain, this is what you're going to be seeing. We take this to be our powerhouse, and our powerhouse is the strength, the energy we need for our brain to go transition to the conscious state. And the powerhouse can actually be a classroom, can actually be a conference room or seminar room, right? Any place that you want to make a very good memory from can actually be seen as your powerhouse. Okay, we have our powerhouse to be this. Okay, now this powerhouse, there is a kind of information flowing from this powerhouse. Okay, we still have information going in this manner, and we have to show the person who is actually, the brain receiving the information from the powerhouse. Alright, this is a person receiving the information from the powerhouse, and it might actually be you who is in the classroom or in the seminar hall seeing something for yourself. So, as the information is actually flowing from this very place, this is actually recording somewhere in your brain around this very region. You can see we have our brain to be this. So for the brain to get supercharged, there is something special that has to happen, and it is that the brain is actually going to be creating different patterns in different areas in itself, like this, in various places in the brain, just to help the brain decode the information. When the information gets the brain, that's the function of the patterns, to help the brain decode the whole information, or to help it record the information anytime that it wants it. We see the information signal will go from here to the brain, and you can actually see a very tiny line going through the whole patterns in the brain. And this is how it goes for the first time that you're actually getting the information. As you can see, the line is very faint. If you don't do anything to concentrate this very line and make it thicker, the whole information you are getting is actually very fragile, and you're going to be losing the whole information without notice of it. We have our magnified brain here, so we can actually understand better of what I'm talking about. We take this to be our brain, and like we said, we have different patterns being created in this very brain. The different patterns in different areas is actually going to be like this. So we have our information coming from the powerhouse also. We have it entering this very brain here. And like we've seen before, the information as it goes through this for the first time is actually, going through it in a fainty way. As the information continues to traverse through our patterns, it continues to get thicker, as you can see it going on. And as you continue to do that, as the information continues to repeat itself, the whole thing continues to get thicker and thicker, and this will actually make it to the extent that you are no longer going to be afraid of losing the information, because it has actually created something very big, or it has actually created something wonderful in your brain so that it can use that. All right? So that is it for how to get your brain supercharged.